5 years ago, I dove into the world of 3D printers and I came right out and I concluded it's not for me. It's for nerds. And I was kind of nerdy at the time. But today, I'm going to tell you about my journey as I went back into 3D printers and it was totally different. I have 5 discoveries why I think even you guys might want to dive in yourself. What's up everybody? FCE here from RC Review, and this is not going to be a super tech nerd review of this 3D printer. Rather, it's going to tell you the things that you don't even know how to ask. Discoveries that I've had every day. This thing is going 24/7. I'm learning a bunch of stuff. So what we have here is a Bambu Labs X2D. It's their latest 3D printer. Right here looks like a little microwave or refrigerator, right? This thing is called an AMS. It holds different types of filament, different colors, and they integrate together if you want, and they sell together for $899. So that's the package, but it is very powerful. Multiple colors, multiple kinds of materials at one time, and you have 2 heads. 2 heads means it doesn't have to switch as much, but the real category killer of this printer is how self-enclosed it is. It is a full solution. It has about 50 sensors inside. It has 2 cameras. It has heaters, everything to make it quiet, to make sure the temperature, the dryness is perfect for the prints. And instead of my success ratio before in the old days with the Creality was about 50% for hard prints. Now 100%. I haven't had a single failure yet. So pretty astonishing, and I taught my wife how to do it. I'll tell you about her experience later, which I'm kind of unhappy about. And I'm going to tell you about 5 discoveries so far that I've learned about this 3D printer experience. Okay, first I'm going to tell you about Bambu Lab. Who's Bambu Lab? Like they misspelled bamboo. Chinese company, but it was started only like 4 years ago by a bunch of DJI engineers. And I'm not sure if you know DJI, but they make drones. One of the greatest technology companies in the world, and in a few short years, they now own 90% of the consumer drone market because no one can compete with them. In fact, some of their engineers went into a company called EcoFlow, which dominate the solar battery stations for camping and home backup. And also, they now dominate another part of my world, which is e-bikes. Put up a company called Avinox and Ampflow, which a category they don't really know, but they learn so quickly and now they dominate that field as well. What these guys from DJI said is, hey, we use the 3D printers at DJI, but we don't like them. You know, they are awful experience, and they're engineers and they had a hard time. And they said the experience can be so much better. They knew about the failure rate. They knew, and they also observed that it was becoming a race to zero, meaning the Chinese companies and other Asian companies were providing cheaper and cheaper 3D printers, $150, but they were getting worse and worse. It was a race to the bottom. And they said, no, we want to elevate this game, make it a real useful appliance or utility for consumers. You know, not the highest end engineers out there prototyping their stuff, but for consumers, that they are inventing stuff, printing stuff, selling stuff, and that's what they chose to achieve. And have they succeeded? I would say yes. In a few short years, they've gone from 0 market share revenue-wise to over 50% market share. They are the fastest growing and now the dominating company in this field, which is just kind of mind-blowing. So the first discovery is they made the 3D printer a one-all solution, meaning self-contained. It has, like I said, like 30 to 50 sensors to make sure that it's okay, that you don't have to mod it and do all these configurations. You don't have to be a programmer to make it work properly. It is taking care of itself. It heats the bed, it heats the room, it dries the filament. It does everything it needs for a proper print. And it has cameras, so you can have timeless. You no longer have to to GoPro your print, so you can have you see how it formed. It has cameras. It also has modeling that says, hey, the print is not turning out exactly as the model, so let's stop this whole thing, not waste your 15 hours or 30 hours of waiting. And it's fast too, very fast. The fact that it has two heads means that it can change color pretty quickly. It doesn't have to waste all this filament, which is the material it prints on. So I have an app right here. It has a camera of what's going on, and I could be in Germany or in Africa, and I could see how I can start a job and I could end this job. In fact, let's pause right now so it will be a little more quiet for you guys. And finally, they have developed a community called MakerWorld, because you want to be in touch with people who are creating models for your 3D printer. And MakerWorld is owned by Bambu Lab, have millions of users, over 10 million users. They said they have over 250,000 people who upload or create, and they devised kind of a boost system where all the users can give a high five or a tip to the creators if they like the print that they did. So everyone has a little bit of buying power for free, given based on their activity. And when they give a boost to a certain maker, they earn money, real dollars, for the Bambu Lab store, so they can buy more stuff, more filament. So second discovery is they made printing easier. And I'll have 15 ways where they revolutionized 3D printing. But to give you an example, what they have is they have automatic bed leveling. So I think my table is just not strong enough, and it is not level, but it takes care of that. It has a calibration system that takes about half hour. It measures everything, so it compensates for everything. And my table is kind of wobbly. It has a stabilizer system too, vibration compensation. They have material identification. So when you have a material right here, this thing has an RFID. So as soon as you load it, it already knows what kind of material it is and what color. And it knows, hey, oh, that material, it needs a higher temperature than your other material. So we're gonna raise the temperature on our nozzle. So pretty darn fascinating. So much information, and it has failure alerts once it has something going on with the print or it's not turning out right. It has a camera that visually can detect that, hey, there's a problem. So the third discovery is it is a powerhouse. So I started out by printing the benchy. Benchy, it's like a little boat, little tugboat. See that it's working. And then my second print was a panda. I didn't even use a phone. And look at that, it's got articulation. It came out with a printer like this, moving. In fact, I got confident, so I printed the dragon, changed the color, and look at it. It came out of the printer like this. The detail on this is mind-blowing. The printer recognizes the different materials. So we have other materials. PLA is the most basic. We have PETG, which is tougher and more heat resistant, because as you know, if you wanted to make a RC crawler part out of this, it might take a beating, it might not survive, right? Or a bumper. So now we have TPU, flexible and impact resistant. We have nylon. We have carbon fiber reinforced materials. So we have usable stuff now for our RC cars. And let me talk about RC cars for a second. So where it was really handy was you don't need to do this body because it's available, but it doesn't fit in the chassis. This is an FMS chassis model from Amazon, 30 bucks. And then the chassis, we just needed a mount. So these mounts are all 3D printed and 3D printer designed. So they don't have to be that strong because they're not drivetrain. Another thing I'll show you here is a 1/10 scale. Is this particular model was 3D printed. The body was 3D printed. It was scanned. The Tamiya body was scanned, but it needed special purposes. So boom, that's 3D printed. And then for scale, we have the engine made out of PLA, 3D printed. Look at the detail on that guy right here, huh? But the sliders are 3D printed. The belly, the servo mounts, all 3D printed. So the next discovery is about dual nozzles. What's dual nozzles for? Dual nozzles is good for colored stuff. So when you do something like this, colored is good. When it's one nozzle, it just takes forever. The other thing is some of these models, they require a support structure. If you have like a tree, you can't print the leaves with air underneath it because it's just gonna collapse. So they put support, throwaway support. Look at this that I printed. It's a desk organizer, and it leads me to my next discovery. The fifth discovery is, since we got this thing, it's been printing 24/7. There's so much satisfaction on kind of creating something or picking something out that fits your lifestyle, that offers a solution. So it's all about solutions initially before you even design your own things. A lot of it's already been designed. So why don't you get out there and explore? So boom, I print this, and it hardly cost me. I needed one of these. These are carriers for the filament, and I said, oh man, if I buy it, it's gonna take 5 days to get here. I have all this filament, so I just 3D printed this thing. When the 3D printer is working, I feel like I'm productive. You know, I'm doing my work here, making videos here at the home office, but I'll just start a job, and when it's doing its thing, I feel like I'm double working. The last discovery I'll share with you guys is about my wife. You know, she's not tech savvy at all, and but she's always wanted to learn about these things because she's into crafts. She's a crafts goddess and a BTS fan. The only problem was, as soon as I taught her how to do it, all these BTS trinkets started printing. It's like endless. She discovered that you can't really sell it. She wanted to sell it. You can't sell it because it's BTS trademark, and these designs belong to other people. So you can't just sell them. And then I'll share with you this guy, which got me started on my journey, which is, this is the best drone in the world right now. It's only 250 bucks. It is the DJI Neo 2. Best drone in terms of value and performance, because it can track any person. It has collision avoidance. It can fly itself 5 different ways, but it had no protection. And we just found this file in MakerWorld, I believe, and 3D printed it. And I'm like, boom, we got a free case, put it in a different color. It's so precise that even the battery, which was for the drone, will snap right into it. So, and then look at that, it'll just stand up. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Have I whet your appetite enough about the 3D printer just to get you going? Wow, this is like when I first discovered you know, the TRX4 and the whole ecosystem, or the mini crawler revolution. In fact, a lot of my friends have been 3D printing all these mini crawler obstacles, like an elaborate city of them. So I'll put some links in the description, and please share with me your journey about the 3D printer world, and how it's helped out your world in the RC hobby, and as well as your household, because I'm sure you're printing stuff like this around the house. All right, guys, thanks a ton.